My ancestors buried in there, like a memorial mound.
Vad sa du?
Your grandpa's grandpa, he made that hill there because he was gonna die and they were gonna put him in the hill. He was like a king, so they put him there, and that was such a long time ago.
Hur långt?
Like so long ago that people didn't even have cars or TV or electricity or anything.
Inte ens träd.
Well, there were trees, but there weren't any. Vasteras didn't even exist.
Inte ens hus.
Yeah, maybe they lived in like a really, really old house with a dirt floor. Wow, look. Look at that, Selma.
Väder.
Look how nice it is. Selma's doing this. The whole world, you can see the whole world from here. The Urantia movement in Sweden is very small, but if you compare it with other groups, local, say a state, say Illinois, it hasn't been shrinking at least. You know, it's still growing. It's just it's still small and very international. Not a whole lot of activity. But if we compare with the situation in a lot of local regions in the United States, then you have a tendency toward it was more vibrant a few decades ago, and now it's more stagnant. So being in Europe, things are small, things are beginning, so there's an excitement with that if we don't get discouraged by the fact that things are so small, and things are moving in the right direction.
But it's kind of interesting because you see, like, you know, the teachings of Jesus or whatever is starting to emerge in some of these, like, Catholic organizations, like the place we just work, right? Like, there's definitely some sort of spirit presence that's emerging.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are so just devotedly trying to follow Jesus' teachings and be like the second miler Christians. That's the impression I get. And they really work hard to have, you know, great music, great atmosphere, great sermon.
Very welcoming too.
Yeah.
Hej, välkommen, tjena!
Derek.
Tim, nice to have you.
Nice to meet you. Hey, Derek.
Magnus.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, they're really like think through every detail to make it attractive.
Do you feel that the Urantia community could learn from that or use some of those?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. You know, really like making that a priority of having ways of embracing newcomers. Yeah. That church is, as you saw, it's like maybe, of course, I don't have the same exact interpretation of everything that they do, but they really are skilled at having a really high energy, worshipful environment that attracts young people, and it's just really well organized and well delivered. And they really focus on that, you know, to have the charisma, to have the humor, to have the, you know, to connect when you have a sermon, to really connect with your audience.
Vill ha en engelsk titel på det här. Live like you mean it.
And I really like the music. I really feel when I'm in a group who are so sort of expressing their worship with such enthusiasm, it really gives me chills. You know, the youth pastor, he's come to a lot of my classes and talked to them about visiting this church, or about this church. And he says that when he brings his friends who are atheists, they always say, oh yeah, I felt something, you know, even if they won't want to admit, they're like, I don't think I want to come back because I might become Christian, you know. But everybody who goes there can feel the energy, you know, it's powerful.
It's beautiful.
I think, you know, there are a lot of people out there, new people who have stopped going to conferences, and I really feel like if we could what I used to do when I had the time is I would devote a lot of time emailing people, sending personal emails and calling them and so forth, really saying like, is there any chance you can make it to this? It would be great. We could spend some time before or afterwards, make it into a bigger experience than just the conference where everything is quite short. We don't have as much time to bond and everything. And I feel like we as a group, if we could have a goal, for instance, say, would it be possible for us to have 50 people under 50, 50 readers under 50? You know, people who are not including children, but people who are actually interested in reading the Urantia book. But yeah, Colorado, that you also have that aspect. There's a drawing power. People like Colorado. Colorado in the summertime, it's beautiful, it's sunny, it's not too hot because you're up in the mountains. People are out there. In theory, if we worked hard enough, we could probably have 100. And that's 100 people under 50 isn't a lot compared to 1990 when they probably had over 500 people under 50 in Colorado. But it's a lot better than the 15 or 20 that we'll probably have if we don't make the effort to sort of draw those people who are kind of drifting away from the inner circle, who aren't kind of staying active and staying in the loop. Hopefully those details can be worked out. I wish I could be more involved, like I used to be. The approach I had in the past was more one-on-one relationships. Be like, well, I really hope that I as an individual want to be your friend more. I want to hang out with you more. I hope that you are going to come. Because I think that has a certain aspect of effectiveness that can't be replaced by anything else. But it's very time consuming, but it's also very rewarding because it helps to develop those friendships. How good like those girls are like maybe.
They're really good at English.
Yeah, although that's like average more or less for my students. And I've had students that are so good at English. It's just like you can't, it's just amazing.
It's really cute.
Yeah, it's been really great. It's there aren't that many other readers around, and then that the ones who are don't really have that high level of engagement or dedication or enthusiasm. So I think there are very few people out there that are very sort of really making this an important part of their lives, really treating it with that level of importance that it deserves if you believe that it is as important as it says it is. We're both some of the few harvesters in this very small little project, some of the few people who are really dedicating ourselves to it of our generation. So it feels awesome. And also that thing about, I think it's important to become like really close friends. I think it's important to develop that and not just, it's really great to be able to have like days to converse with each other, and share memories together, because that really is what builds strong friendships, I think, and so thanks for coming, man.